of April 2024. We are back in as usual for our sports program as we transform Bunyoro's football, and together we can push. Here is actually a beautiful Tuesday evening in Masindi. I think the weather is a bit conducive for those who always are used to such a kind of weather, and those who have ever traveled outside, this is the kind of weather you always prefer to be enjoying all the time. So this is how Masindi looks like, and the cloud is very just calm, and there's no any sign of sunshine here. It is very good, and whoever is traveling to Masindi, there's no any much threat yet. I think you know it is rainy season, but what you know is you have to always move with whatever may protect you from being washed by rain at any time, because you cannot predict natural calamity. Anything can happen at any time. Like I would have said, a solar eclipse by yesterday could cover the whole world, and it will take 3 days, where everyone, some people had even stocked food and whatever in their respective houses to wait for what is going to happen. But up to today, people are yet to wait whether it may happen late in the evening or tomorrow. So we are all waiting for that. But with the case of rain, you know we are in the rainy season, and please take note of that. Here I have my colleagues who have joined me, and we are going to push with them slowly by slowly up to that time of 6 when we shall be exhausting the program. So I will not introduce them for myself, as I will introduce myself earlier on to you. I'm West Nile's ambassador, and I'm Moses, the great sportsman there. Here, as I have also on my extreme left, he will introduce himself, and then followed by the other one. So you're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. Kangao Yeseri is my name, and I am a football coach for Masindi Deaf FC. The deaf people, these ones, they don't hear and they don't talk. But we have a very wonderful team only for Masindi, and I look forward to the program.
Thank you very much. That is Tadeo. He has introduced himself, Yeseri, and the deaf people outside there. I hope Muambo, the councillor for deaf people at the district, is also following. So you come closer. And then the other one, also you can introduce yourself to the viewers.
My name is Alinaito Fred, commonly known as Coach Kajambia. I'm happy to be in this program. Thank
you very much, Coach Kajambia, for honoring our invitation. We are always proud of you people. Without you, we are nothing. So as Elkem, we appreciate you for honoring our invitation, and as we see what is required in order to transform football here in Bunyoro, not only Bunyoro, but national-wide. And we shall start with our local scene here at Masindi. Tadeo. Kangao, yes, you have actually introduced yourself as the coach for deaf people here in Masindi district. I think this is the first of its kind. I've never heard of a coach for deaf people. Maybe it was there before, but at this era I've never heard, and if it is there, you are the first person actually to start that initiative. So you have a package and for the deaf people where you are planning to organize something which is national-wide. Please, can you brief and tell the viewers what you have for the deaf people?
Yeah, the main event is called the Uganda National Challenge Cup for the deaf people. And we are expecting it to take place in next month, in May, from the dates of 22nd up to 26th. It will be a full week. And in that week, we are expecting to host all the deaf teams in Uganda, in our country, from Kampala, from Wakiso, from Kono, from Mbarara, from Gulu, Northern, Western, every corner.
Nationwide.
Nationwide, and it is going to be Masindi that has been given the privilege to host it. So as the dates are drawing closer, the anticipation and the mood is so high. The deaf people in Masindi, they are so excited. And by the way, we are going to host it for the very first time in the history of Masindi.
Yes.
And our club is relatively new. We formed it recently in Corona.
The club is called what?
Masindi Deaf FC.
Masindi Deaf FC.
Yes.
Where do you train new people?
Well, that's a very good question, because we've not yet gotten a private pitch for ourselves. So we keep on transferring from one pitch to the other.
Okay.
For example, we've always trained at Boma grounds, but you know, also there are so many hearing teams there that need that pitch. We've had to deal with the team that is organized by these friends from South Sudan, the Dinkas. You find there are so many there.
Yes.
There is St. George there. There are so many teams that are using that pitch. So we always actually struggle to find even a small area for training. But we always concentrate ourselves in a very small location in Boma grounds, like towards the High Court. Yeah, behind the anthill there. That's where we always train. But also we use the pitch in Rairis, in Kijura, behind the carpentry.
Yes.
It also has its own owners, but we try and beat the system by arriving early.
Okay.
We try to arrive as early as 4. We start the training by 5:30. When the hearing come, we are done with our training.
Okay. Those deaf people, in most times, deaf people, as you have heard, they don't have ears.
Yes.
And in football, there are some rules and regulations that we follow.
Yes.
So, how do you officiate your games, and how do they listen to the whistle? Maybe this one has made the fault. What? Do you use sign language, or how do you do your things?
Yes, as you have mentioned, partly sign language is the main means of communication. Sounds don't work.
Yes.
When, for example, a striker has gotten a ball and is offside, he will just keep running. Even if you yell and shout and you blow the whistle, the man will go until he scores his goal, until he goes into the celebration. That's when he later realizes, hey, there was something wrong. Yes. Okay. So in this case, we don't rely on any sounds. And we also, that means even the center referee actually behaves like a linesman.
Okay.
He also has a piece of cloth which is highly brightly colored. Probably there are nice colors like orange. And the center referee also is required to be as active as the players themselves.
Yes.
And to be as close to the ball as possible. Because if there is any fault and the person with the ball is not looking at the referee, there is no way he's going to know.
Yes.
So the referee actually has to be very active. He has to chase. If it is the striker going to score, he has to keep running and, indicating with his piece of cloth. But also the lines people, they have to be very active to attract their attention. But also we don't leave it only to the center referees and the lines people to do the job. Once the center referee has noticed that there is a foul and the ball has to stop, we try and educate all the players on the pitch to support the referee.
Okay.
So when he's running, everybody will tell him, please stop. And he looks behind and then the ball will stop.
Okay. Going back to this tournament, the national tournament that is going to take place in Masindi. Briefly, tell us how you came up with that initiative. Was it your initiative, or the people within the district who are just concerned, or you were tipped by someone else to come with that initiative? And how are your criteria of selecting those players?
Well, it had to do with my former job. It exposed me to a lot of traveling throughout the country. Yeah. Now, in the process of traveling, I actually realized that there was a body called the Uganda Deaf Football Association. In brief, it is called UDFA. That body is the one responsible for organizing the football tournaments in Uganda. Now, there was one district I was in, and I found a very high concentration of deaf teams. And they were playing serious football. And then, when I came back, I went to the district, I asked if they have ever heard of anything like that. They told me no. So then I sat down, I said, okay, how about if we start looking for all the deaf men and women so that we can come up with a team to represent at least Masindi, our district.
Yes.
It was a great idea. I teamed up with some well-meaning deafs who are well-respected within the deaf community in Masindi, and we started to look for all our friends. And then we gave them the vision and the mission, and they fell in love with it.
Okay.
And that's how we came up with our football club. It was a private arrangement on our own.
Okay. So you were in a position to actually get a full team that will represent Masindi district?
With even substitutes.
With substitutes?
Yes.
Ranging from which age to which age?
Well, in this case, the age is just a number.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Like,
So
for example, the oldest I have on the team is actually 42. He's 42, but
is
very,
a striker or defense?
He's a goalkeeper.
Okay.
But very good.
The likes of Buffon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, he is called the Muhammadi Matovu. And he's also sitting on the board of the team. He's acting as, actually we chose him to act as our chairperson. So, and then he's the oldest. And the youngest I have is actually 19.
Okay.
He's a very, very, very brilliant young man. Yeah. But any deaf person, as long as he loves the game and he's able to create space for the game, he's much welcome. And you know, since it is new, as I told you, we formed it in 2020, and that was during Corona. So we didn't even participate because the whole country was in hibernation.
Yeah.
So 2020 was a dead year, 2021 was a dead year. So, and we had to wait for the league to resume this one of 2020, 2023. That's when our team participated for the first time in what we call the Western Deaf League. The Western Deaf League we could say is like the big league.
Yeah.
Now the other one, the other one of the national is like the Premier League.
Yes.
Yeah. So before you qualify to go for the Premier League, the one we are calling the National Challenge Cup, we have to first play in the Western Deaf League. And then the first time, as I've told you, when we played, it was in 2022, the season of 2022-2023, and we actually, for the first time, we finished number 2.
You were out of how many teams that participated?
There were 2 teams.
Yeah, number 2 out of 2.
Yeah, so we did a very good job.
Okay. Now, you said there is also national kind of tournament.
Yes.
And this one's like regional or home-based.
Yes.
Are you also entitled like to sign players from other regions, or basically use just the home-based players?
No, we are
and who is responsible for the maybe facilitation and whatever for those players of yours?
That's a very good question. To answer straight, we are allowed to sign players anywhere in the world, whether in Kampala, whether outside Uganda, Kenya. Actually, this is one of the biggest problems we are having with some of those deaf teams, especially around Wakiso and Kampala, that have been around for so long. For them, they have already gotten even sponsors, and they have the money, they can afford to sign any nice player, deaf player, in Rwanda, in Kenya. So, and yet for us, at the moment, we don't have a lot of money, just like any other club that is just beginning.
Okay.
So that's one of the biggest challenges, but we are free to sign anywhere. And the expense is entirely on the club.
Okay. So going back to this national event you are organizing in Masindi district, so how shall the accommodation for those players be? Where shall they be camping, and the food, whatever? How shall it be?
The food arrangement is entirely for the club. It is me and my deaf people to brainstorm and come up with ideas of how to feed the players, because I have some players that are coming from very far. You find you're picking a player, let's say from Kinyara, or you're picking him from the farthest village you're imagining from town. Now he has to come and camp, be together with the friends, and you have to feed him. He has to drink. You have to raise money for medication in case of any injuries, stuff like that. So that expense is on the club. But for accommodation, since this is a national thing,
Yes.
when I was putting in the application to the governing body in Kampala, they told me since this is a national thing and so many players and teams are coming from all over the country to come to Masindi, then the district has to take it up. I cannot host it as an individual.
Okay.
So I approached the local government at the district, and Mr. Isingoma helped me to take up that assignment. He drafted the letter on behalf of the local government, and we sent, and then they stamped, and then they approved Masindi. It went through.
Okay.
Yeah.
So far, how many teams have confirmed their presence?
Their presence 18.
18.
18.
Okay, that's a very good number.
But some more are yet to confirm, because to qualify, still there is money you have to pay. Each club is required to pay 150,000.
As what?
I think it is like membership fee. So, and you know, for the deaf people, the biggest challenge is money.
Yeah.
It's not like the hearing, where even the hearing playmates themselves they have different jobs. These are people with special needs, and the finances are always the biggest challenge. But somehow we shall try to juggle that out, and we already qualified. We paid the money, and our club is set.
Okay. So this kind of tournament arrangement, is it going to be every year, or it will just going to be once and for all?
Well, it's a league. The way I told you, like the way you see big league, Uganda Super League, it's there every year. And as soon as we try to adhere to FUFA, even also how the way you see how the big league and the Super League also they are moving. We also try to blend in like that. When they are breaking off, even ours is breaking off. When it is resuming, like that. So it is there continuously every year. So this year is so special because it is Masindi hosting. The other years, like for example last year, it was Gulu that hosted, and even Masindi we went and we represented.
Yes. So in this tournament, you consider the points, or how is it done? Is it in the form of Ghana, or because if it is a tournament, we could be seeing somebody who is leading the table and who is on bottom of the table. So how is it played?
Yeah, there are two. I will start with the Western Deaf League. The Western Deaf League, the way you hear it is a league. The way you see English Premier League, it is organized on a home and away basis, and it is scoring goals and harvesting points. However, when it comes to this National Challenge Cup, it is slightly different. We choose a specific time period, and all teams gather in one district.
Yes.
And then we play. I think it's somehow organized the way you see this Coca-Cola for secondary is, that we all go to Kagadi, and then the teams are categorized in group stages, and then you play off. Some are kicked off. You go to the quarter, you go to the semi, until one team has to emerge the final, takes the trophy.
Yes.
And then awards are given, best scorer, like that.
Okay.
The only challenge with the Western Deaf League of this year, actually Masindi, we are so disappointed. Only my team is disappointed, because last year Hoima took it, and UDFA, Uganda Deaf Football Association, even the medals were given. So this year Masindi, we went and we played. Actually, we were performing very well. So we were hoping to play the finals with Hoima in this month on 22nd. But then UDFA gave me the information and bad news that they don't have the money to sponsor, specifically the Western Deaf League. So they were requesting me if we can put it on hold. We first focus on this one for May, for the nationals. And then maybe when it is over, that's when perhaps this one can resume. So my boys are so demoralized, and yet we had outplayed Hoima. So we were sure to get our trophy, to get our medals for the first time. So the spirit actually in Masindi, in the deaf section, is not very good.
Okay. In 1 minute, as we exhaust your minutes, what is your call upon leaders? I know the main challenge is finance. Since the tournament is coming here to Masindi, and in the future you'd like to maintain that spirit, what is your call?
Well, when it comes to the local government, we have structures. and usually there is a budget that the government sends to support projects of persons with special needs. This is another project on its own because it improves on the standards of living. It improves on the standard of living of the deaf people. So if any officers concerned at the local government are hearing this program, we shall be so happy, the deaf community will be so happy if any financial assistance is given. But also any private corners that are listening to this program, the way they come out to sponsor the hearing leagues, even Masindi Deaf FC is here and it is ready to work along with any financial support that comes up.
Okay, thank you very much, Kangao, for actually that comment and the contribution towards the tournament of deaf people in Uganda. Going to that's the coach, Fred. Actually, last week on Sunday, you happened to be coach of Masindi Senior Secondary School and one of the Masindi Army Secondary School, one of the schools that actually went and represented Masindi district at the regional level in Kagadi. Unfortunately, they reached at the semi-final, but the game was postponed. Actually, it ended unceremoniously. Whatever transpired there, people were like they're in dilemma. They don't know what is happening. And on social media, what was trending, that the organizing committees just came. People saw police coming, stopping the games not to continue. Up to now, we don't know what is the exact cause. Masindi Army had beaten earlier on Kabarwana Senior Secondary School to qualify to semi-final. It was quarters? Yes, semi-finals, plus others. Masindi SS also beat Buhimba by 4-1. We saw Panyadoli also qualifying. So, St. Adolphe, those were the 4 schools. Masindi Army Secondary School, we have Masindi Army Senior Secondary, we have Masindi Secondary School, then we have St. Adolphe, and then we also have, that was the Buhimba, right? Those are the schools that qualified for semi-finals, but it ended prematurely, and we have seen St. Adolphe OBs and OGs petitioning, writing their petition to the Commissioner of Sports about what transpired and why the games were postponed. Can you briefly tell the viewers, as a coach, were you contented with the decision of the organizing committees? What could have been the reason behind that? Because up now people don't know the reason. And do you think, after the decision that will be made, shall your school still have that morale of proceeding like how they had it at that extreme time?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. One, to start with, it was a shame. It is a shame to the sports fraternity in the Bunyoro region. Given that what happened, it had never happened in the last 20 years that I've been in football. One, on reaching in Kagadi, the day before the kickoff, Sarah screening was made.
Yes.
Meaning all those who are not bona fide, they were screened out. Which people screened? It was the committee members screening. Matches were played up to semi-finals, where we saw the 4 teams making it to the semi-finals. It was supposed to be Masindi SS versus Panyadoli SS. That was the semi-final one. Semi-final 2, it was St. Adolphe versus Masindi Army.
Yes.
Now, as we were there warming up, teams were ready, organized well. We saw Kitara SS from Hoima petitioning Panyadoli SS.
What was the petition over?
The petition was over that Panyadoli had a student who was not had a player who was not a bona fide student.
Yes.
So when they petitioned that, we saw in the next 5 minutes also Panyadoli petitioning Kitara SS. In simple terms, in the layman's language, it was supposed to be handled at that level. That was semi-final 1.
Yes.
But it beats my understanding, whereby I saw the organizing committee stopping semi-final 2, where no one was petitioned.
That is Army and...
That is Army and St. Adolphe's.
Yes.
with no clear reasons, we saw the games being called off. That was the first day. To remind the viewers out there, it is on record. Masindi Army hammered Kabarega SS 3-0. That was quarterfinals.
And they accepted the defeat.
And they accepted the defeat. Yes. The only thing I'm going to appreciate the school of Kabarega, they accepted and none of them petitioned because it was a real hammering and people on ground, they acknowledged the loss. Now, it was from that time that we saw committees sitting in different places at different intervals but coming out with nothing. On the following day, we saw the committee sitting. It was early in the morning, as early as 8. By 10 a.m., we saw the police coming, taking them out of St. Adolph's main hall, where the committee members were seated. However, the night before, they had tried to consult the CEO at the national level, where they explained what had happened. The directive from the CEO at the national level, he said, whichever student or whichever school is affected, they should remove whoever is being questioned, should be put out, disqualified, then the schools should play. Given that these schools were screened earlier before the start of the tournament.
Yes.
Out of the 12 executive members, the chairman disagreed, who is Mr. Kugonza Fred, the head teacher of Buhimba SS,
Yes.
who was removed in his quarterfinals by Masindi SS 4-1.
Yes.
Then the 11 committee members agreed. It was from there that we got confusion in the organizing committee. So what happens? They started screening people. They brought someone from UNEB. Now they started screening those 4 schools, where it is allegedly that those 4 schools had loopholes in the change of the photo album. My question would be, as teams were setting off, as teams were arriving in St. Adolph in Muhoro, they found those photo albums printed by the organizing committee from the system.
Exactly.
And it is the committee members who verified and cleared those students. My question is, what happened on the first screening and how comes things change at the level of semi-finals? So my statement remains. I think we saw the committee had different interests, given that their schools were knocked out.
Yes.
However, the worst thing that was made up to date, we are seeing there is no clear communication. How did the schools live? After the different schools seeing that there was unclear information, uncertainties, a lot of kavuyo at the host school that was St. Adolph in Muhoro, the games teachers decided to reorganize their students. They had to depart immediately. Given that when the police came, had to take out the organizing committee, leaving the rest of the schools in dilemma, not knowing what was next, without any securities, given they were in the different place, not their home places. So surely we saw the committee being rigid, given that they thought about their lives. For them, they were protected, taken away. But they left other schools, meaning they were not concerned about other schools. And that was Masindi SS, Masindi Army, St. Adolph itself, and the Panyadoli SS. So I want to appeal to the stakeholders out there, whichever people they are putting into football. Nowadays, there are different courses being organized for stakeholders to go and study. You cannot manage football when you have not studied. A teacher from class cannot be on an organizing committee when he has not studied any course concerning football.
Yeah.
What will you tell the coach? What will you tell the students? What will you tell the schools? Schools are investing a lot of money. It is from this case that we shall see some of the schools boycotting. And in actual sense, the case is supposed to be we have multiple schools coming into this tournament. But people are putting in their money. People have invested in. Yes, we say if schools used non-students, then a statement was supposed to come out that we are disqualifying Masindi SS, Panyadoli SS or Masindi Ame because of player X who is not a student or who is overaged. Even when you go to courts of law and they say it is alleged so killed someone, they ask you, do you have evidence? And where need be, they ask you to defend yourself.
Yeah.
What beats my understanding, the two schools that was Ame and St. Adolph, none of the schools petitioned against them. What stopped them from continuing? That shows that the committee members had their personal interests, given that their schools were knocked out.
So if I am to ask, we are seeing on social media, and there are some petitions, we are seeing St. Adolph SS being so much concerned over the issue of petitioning. What interest do they have, to your own understanding? Because we are seeing Army is affected, Masindi SS is affected, as well as Panyadoli is affected, but we are seeing St. Adolph SS so much on the petition. They petition the commissioner of sports and to other people that they are gone beyond, because they are supposed to petition at the lower level of USA, then to supposed to be at regional level, but they couldn't go up to the commissioner. So what interest do you think they have in that level where there is
one
actually petition several?
I would say St. Adolph, they are right. One, they were the hosts. One, it was their mandate and their duty to make sure the games are played and it is a success and they are completed. But it is a disorganizing moment whereby there is no official communication. Have you had any official communication?
Never.
No. If you have not had any official communication and I'm the host, what do you expect? After different inquiries from the organizing committee, without any clear communication, any clear feedback, it is when they are reaching that level. They are right. If you have hosted you, then the first stakeholders, the organizing committee, they are supposed to communicate to. It is the organizing school, the hosts. What happened? We are doing ABCD. We are disqualifying schools because of ABCD. Because they are the hosts. Whenever you host, you're always concerned. That's why you're seeing out of the 4 schools, it is St. Adolph's, who is concerned that they are reporting to the higher levels so that they can get a clear communication.
What image does this portray really to the national region, other regions, especially Bunyoro region, this kind of organization and the committees who are governing football here in Bunyoro?
One, I started by saying Bunyoro region, we have gotten ashamed 100%, given of what was portrayed in Muhoro. Other regions are playing. We have not heard of this, where they have disqualified 4 schools at the level of semi-final.
It is my first time.
And the other regions are laughing at us. I've been at the national level before. And you would find other regions, they fight for themselves. Other regions, when they reach the level of regional level, they are together. Because they want to present a stronger team at the national level. They see, why not a school from Kitara or Bunyoro region also reach in the semi-finals, or even take the trophy. So, instead of growing sports in Bunyoro, I'm seeing ourselves fighting ourselves. It is a shame where we are seeing schools which were knocked out in the quarterfinals. It is in rumors, it is alleged that they are going to be given an opportunity. But I would say, why be given an opportunity without a clear communication, unofficial communication to different schools that reached on the semi-finals, and without hearing any defense from different schools? Because it can be possible for a school to be disqualified, yes, but I write a counter defense to the organizing committee so that they can show clear evidences and also prove that I was found guilty. So I'm saying my argument goes back that we are being governed by people who are not qualified to govern sports, given that they don't qualify, they don't have papers. Being a teacher, it's not enough for you to be on the organizing committee. So I want to request stakeholders out there that whoever qualifies to be on the organizing committee of these post-primary schools championships should have a paper from the sports department, from FUFA or from FIFA, which makes him qualify. Because we are seeing people make decisions sidelining on their personal interests. We have seen this circulate on different social medias where they are laughing at us. You see, we are fighting our own instead of promoting, but we are fighting our own.
Okay. Thank you. And then leaving that one aside, Uganda Premier League is on actually its climax. Last time we saw Kitara losing Kitara losing 1-0 to NEC, and the way how fans reacted was very wild. They attacked the courts, and there was a mixed reaction. What vision do you see with Kitara?
Talking about that game, I think it was against NEC at Philip Omondi Stadium. One, Kitara fans should understand, all the sports lovers out there should understand that there is a good day and a bad day at the office. That when it comes to football. Yes, errors or mistakes might have been there, but again, I want to tell people out there, there is no one that loves a win like a coach. A coach is always the one to spearhead.
For them, they are accusing him of match fixing.
At a point where things have not gone on well, then fans are coming out. Yes, they might be speaking about match fixing, but it has no evidence. You see, if I don't start Andama and I bring in Andama, I give him 5 minutes. It takes 2 microseconds for a ball to be shot on target and it enters. I would say, if they are complaining about the lineup. Now, if he started people maybe whom they thought were not supposed to start, and he brought in the best players whom people think they were supposed to start the game, what was their impact? If NEC scored 1 goal, why didn't we score 2 goals? If so, then the other thing I've seen them complain about, it is the obsession from the referee. I would say yes, we are human beings. We have seen even the whites make these mistakes. You can never tell what was it, an oversight or it was intentional. Then, given the fact that we are away from home, we must accept these things are going to happen. A team that is at home always have a home advantage. So, I want to appeal to people out there, let's wait for other teams to also come to Masindi Stadium.
Okay.
If one has done that away, you also do it at home. There are very many ways of getting a win, and that is one of them. So we accept that we lost that game. We prepare for whoever will come at home. We give in our best. If we lost the other one, then we should not lose another one at home.
So what does that lose mean to Kitara as they are fighting to maintain the position and also probably win the trophy?
Yes, it puts up a high competition. Today, Kitara is Vipers is playing with AC Villa.
Actually, it is 90 minutes, 0-0 still.
I'm saying I first heard of first half, and you're telling me it is 90 minutes. Yes. Now it brings pressure to Kitara, which is having 44.
Yeah, 44.
We are seeing 44. We are seeing Bull with 43. And the Vipers is coming. Yes.
If it ends like this,
it is a tight competition, which is healthy one. Whoever makes a mistake is out of the competition. So my humble appeal to Kitara fans and the entire management. Let's not mind about others. Let's win our matches. Let's win our matches. If we can win our matches, then we are in position to be crowned as champion.
Okay. Maybe before I come to this one, what is your comment about Livingston Baba's the Vipers coach? Was sacked? That was yesterday. He was sacked, and today was interim that coach, Richard Waswa, who actually is handling today's game. What does that imply to Vipers?
One, I'm going to say, I think coaches, me being a professional coach, I've seen coaches, we don't behave well. Vipers, we have seen it have different coaches, but the code of conduct that we are portraying also shows a lot. when looking at initially, Mbabazi would absent himself without clear communication to the management. My brother, work is work. People have appointed you, people have entrusted you, people have invested their money. You cannot play around. So, any coach, if you don't want to be sacked, get results. At a point where they have given you money, they have given you quality players, and you're not performing well, then you deserve to be sacked. Looking at the last performances of Vipers, they have not been doing well.
Yeah.
They believe that Coach Mbabazi Livingstone has not done the best to see that put up Vipers in the competition zone. For them, they believe a lot in him. And looking at that, it is alleged that Coach Livingstone Mbabazi drinks a lot. I saw a post at Vipers social media handle where they were saying Coach Livingstone Mbabazi should choose between beer and his career. Meaning, it might have been one of the reasons
for his sacking.
Okay.
Kangao, I think you are actually one of the strong supporters and fans of Kitara Football Club.
Yeah.
We saw actually on social media last time after Kitara losing to NEC, how people reacted, fans reacted. What does that portray, that behavior portray actually to you as a Kitara fan after that lose? Whom do you blame? You also a coach.
You see, for me personally, when I look at the club as Kitara, personally, I am impressed. When you look at the original goal that Kitara had starting the league, is already achieved, almost.
Yeah.
It was to finish in top 4.
Yeah.
We are not doing bad. But just as you know, human beings are human beings.
But now when
they saw the performance now was getting better, now the fans
expect more.
Naturally changed the goal from finishing top 4 now to
winning the
wanting
title.
The trophy. And you know, when it gets at that point, sometimes emotions overrule reality. But I'm telling you that sometimes some friends are not reasonable. You see, this is the first time for Kitara to really perform very well in Super League. You remember the other time they tried, but things were bad for them. They went back to big league.
Yeah.
Now they are just coming up. So when the league has reached at this point, everybody knew that the bad boys we are left with were Vipers, Bull, and then NEC. We knew that, even Villa at some point, but Villa somehow we dealt with him and he was off the list.
Yeah.
So we knew that between Bull, NEC, and Vipers, we were expecting a loss at some point. In fact, for me, I even thought when Bull was coming here, I thought we were going to lose. But we put up a fight. A draw was not bad for me. Now, going to NEC and we lose to NEC, it doesn't require rocket science really for me to be reasonable. And especially if it is a 1-0, I mean, it is a human game.
Yes.
Kitara is not a team from heaven that it is full of angels.
So where do you expect Kitara to be at the end of the season if fans are to continue with that mentality of actual attacking the coach, and you know mentally the coach may be perturbed and he mess up? So where do you expect, and what is your appeal to fans?
Our coach is a very experienced coach. He has been coaching. He has been around for some years. I'm very sure he's used to this. All coaches around the world, even if it is in Premier League, whether Bundesliga, whether La Liga, this is the constant pressure that coaches go through. Me, myself, just with the deaf persons, I am telling you, the deaf ones, sometimes they even lose control.
Yeah.
They even want to come and kick you. That's why even in organized stadiums,
emotions,
they don't allow spectators to even rub shoulders with either the coach or the players, because emotions go high. People tend to lose temper. People tend to have unreasonable expectations. Kitara is performing very well now, but they of course naturally they want now them to go for the trophy. But let's just be reasonable. I appeal to the fans of Chitara. Let's give the club ample time to demonstrate its luck, ample time for the coach also to prove his worth. He has already proved to us. He has already given us a lot of happiness by now. So let us give the club chance, and also let's give the coach also time to see. Let's watch the space and see what happens at the end of the season. If we go with the trophy, that is wonderful. If we finish in top 4, it's also excellent for us.
Mchara
Waitu
Madina Education Center olirabye.
Madina Education Center isomero muno mugenya karoraho kale likusikiriza muno owenkuonki onu no hagenda kutandikira kusoma
Aja ti omwana akyayonka
arayonka nasoma kandi nkugenda nokuzala y'abandi basatu nabo basomera hano Madina Education Center
abafe Madina Education Center ng'otuuseeyo olabira ddala Madina eri eyo Middle East naye essomero liri wano Nyakibezi Masindi Kafu
Madina Education Center isomero ndigondeze lyabojo n'abaisiki na boarding primary school baina nursery section hamuna daycare section batirexika alabana barahumuraga harume byokuzanisa nka toys enungi muno
ate primary section nayo ya mulembe nnyo abasomesa batendeke bulungi classes zisize nyini metron wali dormitories nungi zirimu n'emifaliso actually emifaliso bitabo kalamu wamu ne peni byonna bisangawo y'okusomero bya bwerere bayina ne school van eyokutambuza abaana
Madina Education Center liri ha musinga gw'obusiramu bayitu tubakusorora dini n'abakurisayo bakutangirwa school fees nizisoboka okwehandikisa ku kugenda omaiso aisomero eri kusangibwa Nyakibete mailo 3 okuruga Masindi town Masindi Kafo special class yokukwata ku ruhano mutwe kumanya ebikusinga otera hasimu 0-4-58-32-69 rundi 0-3-92-94-0M.
We'll be back from that short commercial break. Actually, before we break off, we were talking about Ugandan Premier League. And then we are going for international, as I told you earlier on. Right now, we are going for, that is international. Today is Champions League. Champions League is bouncing back quarterfinals. Up against Manchester City. For the last things where Arsenal faces Bayern Munich, has been losing it terribly by over of not less than 2 goals. It's over 3 goals and above. So, Mr. Fred, what should the Arteta do and Arsenal fans to do, expect out of today's Champions League to actually remove that history Bayern has created against Arsenal whenever they meet?
To start with, who is at home? Arsenal, Bayern.
Arsenal is at home.
Arsenal. It's quite unfortunate that Bayern is coming at Arsenal's home first, where we think it is of an advantage to Bayern Munich. Given the run for Arsenal, when you look at their last 3 matches in the Premier League, they have used a lot of energy, and we are looking at Bayern Munich, which rested players at the previous game, meaning they had a lot of hopes and targets, and also appetite for this first leg of the first quarterfinal.
Yeah.
So we are looking at this Bayern, of course, having an upper hand. The problem with Arsenal is now chasing 2 trophies, which at times is hard. They are looking at Premier League. They are also looking at Champions League. Given of the squad of Arsenal, we are seeing it narrow compared to Bayern Munich. And also that creates a lot of problems for them. But at the end of the day, I'm seeing Bayern getting the 3 points. So this time round it may be of a smaller margin.
Okay.
Then we can wait in the second leg where we shall finish it at the other side at our Allianz Military Arena. In Germany. So I'm seeing Arsenal losing. So it may not be of a big margin. And I'm seeing the 3 points going to Bayern Munich, given their preparation and their current run in their league matches.
But when you try to see Bayern of nowadays and the way how they have been performing in their league, do you see them possible to beat Arsenal?
Now there is what we call pedigree. They say form is temporary, but class is permanent.
Yes.
Looking at the 2 teams, the class is quite different. We have seen these guys not even hammer but humiliate our brothers Arsenal, and we are seeing history repeating itself tonight.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying at the end of the night, at the end of the game, we are seeing Bayern Munich getting the 3 points. Yes, Arsenal is on form. They have been performing well, but we are looking at the pedigree. We are looking at class now.
Okay.
Regardless of their form now, we look at the class. Now, looking at the 2 teams, Arsenal and Bayern Munich, which one has been performing well in Champions League? It is Bayern Munich.
Okay.
And looking at the quality of the players that we are having on the field of play, you see, however good a young player will be, at one time he will break down. That's when we need to look at the experienced players now. These different teams they are having. When you look at the goalkeeping department, comparing the 2, the other one is more of a Mr. Champions League. Compared to this one, the class is quite different. Okay. That's why I'm standing with my prediction that at the end of it all, Bayern Munich will be in position to get the 3 points.
So what should someone of Kapapura do? Will they go for goal or straight to win or under?
What I'm saying, I'm looking at the 3 points for Bayern. So I'm predicting a smaller margin compared to the previous matches that they have played.
It may either be 1-0 or 2-0 or 2-1.
Even if it is 3-0, that would be a smaller margin compared to the past history.
Okay, thank you very much, Fred. Kangao, what is your analysis about Arsenal and Bayern basing on their history and the current forms they are in?
The history suggests that Bayern, as we've already heard, has a very good pedigree over Arsenal. But also the other fact of life that I'm convinced of is that change is part of life. Arsenal has transformed so much that when you get the Arsenal, the current Arsenal, versus the other Arsenal Bayern was giving, even Arsenal can hammer the other Arsenal 5-0.
Okay.
So I feel a lot has changed. Arsenal now is really having a very big ability and potential of hammering Bayern Munich tonight at Emirates.
Arsenal is hammering Bayern.
Sure deal.
Remember, we are recording this.
In fact,
yes.
in fact,
it is on record.
Yes, it is on record. There is no problem.
Okay.
I love the confidence.
Yes.
I love the
you expect Arsenal to hammer Bayern by how many goals?
Okay. There, I will somehow agree with Coach Fred that the margin might not be so big, but it is a sure deal Arsenal is going to beat Bayern Munich. Why? Because I am convinced I have never seen Arsenal having a very good defense like it has now.
Okay.
A defense which can even hold a monster striker like Haaland. And he goes goalless in a match.
Yes.
I am very sure it can handle Hurricane. It can handle Nabry. And even the other one, Sunny.
I'm sure Elijah might be smiling upon hearing this. Those are strong Arsenal fans here.
I love the confidences he has given us. But looking at the defense of Arsenal and comparing our front three,
yes,
that we have Nabry, we have Musiala is there, Hurricane is there, we have Rolly Sane, who knows these people very well in and out. Surely. At the end of it all, they may ask for water, our neighbors.
Okay. Which is also okay because it is very okay because I have seen the defense of Arsenal facing one of the toughest striking lines, better than even for Bayern Munich.
Okay.
You see, like for example, if you face the striking line of Man City, Man City can hammer Bayern Munich, but if the defense can handle the striking line of Man City, I am very convinced Arsenal is going to win today. Okay,
we are about to exhaust our time. Briefly, let's predict Real Madrid and Man City tonight as we conclude.
Real Madrid and Man City, who is at home?
It is Real Madrid.
Real Madrid at home.
Yes.
All people who have visited Bernabeu, they have surely testified. And I'm seeing that game being finished at Real Madrid's, given that they have met before and they know what happened. This time around, I'm predicting Real Madrid will win at home and Man City will win at their home.
Okay.
So in simple terms, the one I'm seeing tonight, it won't be easy for Man City to get the 3 points away from home. However, of course, Madrid, if they are to remain in the tournament, then they must get the 3 points at home. So they are going to do all what it takes to see that they get the 3 points. Of course, it requires a bigger margin of goals. Given that the second leg, Man City will be at home, you can never know what will happen. But I'm predicting, 1, Real Madrid will win at home, Man City will win at their home. However, at the end of it all, Man City have an upper hand to qualify to another stage.
Your last word as I come to this one?
Well, I want to appeal to people out there, the sports lovers. Thank you very much for supporting the local sport. Thank you very much for supporting in one way or the other, and also standing by the different teams in our region. Let's continue encouraging one another. We are seeing Kitara having their next game, that is against Vipers. It is Uganda Cup. Yeah. Let's come in big numbers. We support our own people. That is the only team we are having in the region that is doing well. Tell a friend we come in large numbers. You saw what Vipers did to us the other time away from home. Let's come so that we can hammer, humiliate, and also make them ask for water so that we get that sweet win at home.
Okay.
I remain Alinaito Fred, Coach Masindi Army Secondary School, with a bank where I hammered Kabarwana Senior Secondary School. It is on record.
Your OBs.
It is on record, my own OBs. It is on record. That one, it will take time to wrap it off. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Kangao. In 1 minute, your prediction and your last word.
Yeah, Madrid, Man City.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a goal there. and it is going to be a tough game for either side. Much as Madrid is at Bernabeu, but also their goal, Courtois is not there. Man City also, Walker and Ake, they are not there. So I am seeing a goal.
Okay.
And those are the loopholes where we are going to pass.
So your last word, we conclude and sign off.
Yeah, for Masindi Def FC, I am imploring and requesting all persons who are interested in really showing love to our persons with disability. This time around for the deaf people, please come up and we join efforts. I'm requesting the local government to come and support me more. They have already supported me. They have already given me pitches for free. They have even, by the way, they have even given me accommodation.
Okay, that's good.
For all the players that will come from all over Uganda, the district has already handled that for me. So I'm super happy.
Besides
for that.
there is one stakeholder you're forgetting. Elkem television.
Oh yeah.
Why not be the first to sponsor us? And they stand with us surely. People would really enjoy out there to see these people with disabilities playing.
Absolutely.
There are those who may not get time to come on ground.
Live.
Yes.
But guess what? Just imagine if you broadcasted 1 or 2 matches live and people will be, it will be on record.
Yeah.
Now you have passed it to the right person and he has heard it, I think.
Yeah.
But
also besides Elkem, thank you so much, Fred, for that. And besides Elkem TV and besides also the local government, if there is any personal and private arrangement, any person out there who wants to come and we join efforts to help persons with disabilities in Masindi, please, you're most welcome. You can come and we find efforts and we join efforts so that we can help to touch and give more light to these people come May from 22nd up to 26th.
Okay, thank you very much. Our viewers of Elkem TV, we appreciate you for actually giving us your time right from the time we started up now. We have come to the end of the program. I think catch us again next week if God all allows that we reach up to that time. We are out of here. Just keep tuning on Elkem TV as you follow us on our respective channels, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Share and like it. We're out of here.